A day aboard an orbiting spacecraft is quite abstract. Every 24 hours, astronauts aboard the International Space Station, ISS, will witness 15 sunrises. But, through millions of years of evolution, humans have become acclimated to 24-hour cycles. Humans have what is known as a circadian rhythm, which is a biologically set pattern of waking and sleeping. Astronauts work and sleep according to a strict schedule that conforms to these primordial patterns. Every morning, the team is roused by an alarm and rolls out of bed to begin the day. The majority of astronauts attach their sleeping bags to the wall. The bed must be carefully selected, and it is crucial that the ventilator fan fits someplace. Airflow will make sleeping somewhat uncomfortable, but it is preferable to sleeping in an airtight space. On the night side of space, there is no warm air, therefore astronauts in poorly ventilated areas can be attacked by the carbon dioxide bubbles they exhale. As a result, astronauts will be deprived of oxygen.
Some courageous individuals will try to sleep while floating. Yet, it is likely to become distracted by an air filter attempting to draw them in. Several astronauts compare their time on the space station to living in a vacuum machine. A number of astronauts favor sleeping using earplugs.
Nonetheless, the majority of astronauts gradually adapt to the noise, much as people on Earth are accustomed to living on bustling city streets. Ultimately, the cacophony emanates from a system devoted to save their lives. Astronauts typically assume a fetal position upon awakening and move weightlessly around the space station. The staff will dress as expeditiously as feasible. When our limbs are protruding at obtuse angles, it is difficult to dress. As there are no washing machines in space, they wear disposable clothing, which they replace every 3 days. There are no showers aboard the International Space Station, so astronauts typically wash using wet towels. Space food is manufactured and consumed under the same fundamental restrictions. If food and drink were not regulated, surviving there would be hazardous. Obviously, leftover food will be untidy and unclean. Especially if falling food comes into contact with station equipment, it can be lethal. Due to this, beverages and soups are supplied in plastic bags and consumed with straws. Yet, with a little care, astronauts can eat more substantial foods using a knife and fork, as magnets will hold the cutlery close to the table. After dining, the astronauts would conduct their daily assignments, which included directing experiments or performing routine maintenance on the space station's equipment. Every day, each individual inhales the equivalent of 0.9 kg of liquid oxygen and consumes 2.7 kg of water. To reduce the demand for supplies, the life support systems of the International Space Station are designed to recycle as much as feasible. The wastewater from urine and water vapor condensed from the air is either cleansed and reused directly, or electrolyzed to produce oxygen. Carbon dioxide scrubbers remove this dangerous gas from the air chemically. Human solid waste is not recycled on the International Space Station. For disposal, it will be gathered, compressed, and stored. This gathering space toilet has a pretty scary appearance. Yet, it was a significant improvement over the sanitary conditions that previous astronauts had to endure. Space toilets are waterless. Instead, astronauts must first attach themselves to the toilet seat's spring-loaded holding bar, which ensures a good seal. Some crew members found it challenging to use the ISS restrooms. Aside from the device itself, individuals must adjust to the unsettling fact that their stomach, along with the other internal organs and everything inside, physically floats inside their body. A less stressful daily regimen is exercise. In weightlessness, the human body loses muscle and bone, although a few hours of daily exercise can assist maintain muscular tone in a number of muscles. Space snuffles are created when body fluids that are no longer being pushed down by gravity accumulate in the head.
Similar to the decommissioned Russian Mir space station, the International Space Station contains treadmills and exercise cycles.